Children, very good morning, everyone. Very good morning. Good morning, children. Very good morning. Not audible. Good morning, children. This is okay from my side. Audible. Done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. So as you all have my number, what I'll do, I'll inform you. I'm informing my number to everyone now. In case of any acute problem, for example, if the audio stops or anything happens, you can give me a call. But during the class, what I am doing, I am disabling your messaging, your chatting. I'll be enabling it in every 10 minutes. I'll be doing that just to ask your doubts on the whatever we are doing. But because I want you to be sure that you have to totally involve yourself in writing and understanding. Understanding is more important here. Your questions are important, but only at the right time. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? Done. Very good. So okay. I remember that yesterday we have done about the symmetry, and we know that some animals are without symmetry, right? They are asymmetric. A means absent. A in the beginning as a prefix for any word, it means absent. But it is not that every word, like Anurag, A doesn't mean absent. Okay. So symmetric, asymmetric. So A as a prefix, it means absent, absent of symmetry. That we have to understand in that way. Okay. And many animals are symmetric. In the symmetry, we find that some animals are radially symmetrical and some animals are bilaterally symmetrical. However, we have very less examples of radially symmetrical animals. And if you have memorized and gone through the notes, you remember that only 2 phyla are there which are radially symmetrical, right? Yes, secondary, radial symmetry is there, but in terms of the phyla where maximum members have that, we will only count 2 phyla. One phylum by the name Nidaria, other phylum is Ctenophora. Are you guys with me? Right. And from platyhelminths onwards, anti-platyhelminths, then aschelminths, after that Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata, all these are bilaterally symmetrical. Some exceptions are there. For example, in mollusca, some of the mollusca, for you are still able to chat. No, but that live transcript be enabled for the meeting. Someone's requests, but no permission is given to anyone. Otherwise, if I give you permission, I have to do it for everyone. Okay. Once an advanced feature comes, it is for all, like for the remaining advanced phyla, that feature has appeared. We have seen that in case of the organ system level of organization, the phylum where we have organ system level of organization, well, you cannot answer me, just think of the answer, which is the phylum having organ, the first phylum having organ system level of organization, and the answer is aschelminths. And from aschelminths up to Chordata, the highest phylum, all members are having their organ system level of organization. In the same way, we find that when bilateral symmetry came in animals, then all the higher animals, they have bilateral symmetry. Think of the answer in your mind. My question to you is, which is the phylum having, or which is the first phylum to show bilateral symmetry? Right? Think of the answer. Yes, I tell you the answer. Answer is platyhelminths, the flatworms. The flatworms, okay? Okay. So these are the two levels of, these are the two bases of classification we have done. Now, if I ask you that they have written on the board that these are the basis of classification, on these basis, we are actually classifying the animals. Do you know any other basis? Do you know any other basis of classification? Right? Well, again, you cannot answer. So what I can tell you, another basis of classification, basis of dividing the animals, basis of classification, basis of classification. Okay, which one shall I take? You give me one name, I'll take the same name. You give me one name. I am now enabling your chat. You give me one name. Yeah. Now you can chat. Give me one name. Symmetry done, beta. Symmetry done. Porifera. Oh no, symmetry done. Notochord. Some people are saying notochord. Some people are saying segmentation, and some people are saying, well, many people are saying segmentation. No one is saying coelom. One or two people are saying coelom. Corals, beta, corals, they are animals. Actually, corals are animals. Corals means germinal layers. Okay, so let's do germinal layers. However, very little members are saying germinal layers, but because it's a very small one, I'll first complete the germinal layers. Germinal layers. What are these? To understand this, you have to understand the basis of sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction where two parents are required and two different gametes are required. Gametes are the sex cells, right? The cells of one parent, which ultimately the genome of it passes through the next generation, that is known as a gamete. Hope you understand. You understand the word gamete. You will understand more. The gametes, in case of males, are known as spermatozoa. And in case of females, are known as ova. The spermatozoa, in short, we write them as sperms. So sperms is just a short form of spermatozoa. And ova, egg, sometimes we call them egg. Okay. This is a plural, ova, eggs, this is plural, right? In the same way, spermatozoa, it's a plural, right? So what is the singular term? What is the singular for them? The singular for spermatozoa is spermatozoan. Spermatozoan. And the singular for ova means ovum. Ovum, right? Ovum or egg. Eggs means plural, egg is singular. Ova is plural, and this is ovum is singular. So first of all, learn that ovum and ova are not different, they are just the different forms. This is all singular. And these terms are plural. These are the male gamete, this is the male gamete, and this is the female gamete. Let me tell you that we have a symbol for male sex as a circle with an arrow, little tilted. This is the symbol for male sex. And a circle with a plus sign below it. This is a symbol for the female sex. So this means female, okay? Female sex. And a circle with an arrow tilted. This is male. Make sense? Make sense? Is the point clear? I told you to give my number so that in case of if my voice is lost or any acute problem comes, you can contact me. So guys, my number is 988-717 and 3335. Normally I don't pick this number, but right now I'll pick it. It is with me only. 988-717-333 and 5. 3335. Okay. And my name is Anurag Verma. Fine. Wonderful. Okay. So this is for male sex and this is for female sex. So the female gamete is ovum and the male gamete is spermatozoon. And in sexual reproduction, both are required in a sense that an ovum is fertilized by a sperm. Okay. So an ovum has got half the number of chromosomes, or here in the center here, which I'm showing, this is called the nucleus of a cell. It is a cell. Gametes are actually the sex cells. They are the cells required for reproduction. They are the sex cells. So they are nothing than the cells, okay? But they are specialized cells. Another thing, specialty about them is that in all the remaining body cells, we have got the, you know that you might have heard, we have 46 chromosomes. In total, we have 46 chromosomes. But these gametes have got half the number of chromosomes, okay? So gametes have only 23. So 23 chromosomes in case of the female gamete and 23 chromosomes in case of the male gamete. And this is the male gamete. So we can show it like this. This is the male gamete, okay? Size is bigger. The female gamete is bigger in size, but the male gamete is longer. But in terms of the chromosomes, both have 23 chromosomes. So to make the organism like us, both have to fuse together. And that's what happens during sexual reproduction. During sexual reproduction, both these gametes are fused. And when they are fused, they form a cell, the beginning of the life, where 23, they are joined together. And here we have got now how many total? 46 chromosomes. So apart from other specialty, one more specialty these sex cells have, that they have half the number of chromosomes, so that when both of them, they are fused, their fusion is known as fertilization. The fusion is called fertilization. Are you guys with me? Just learn this name, fertilization. The fusion is called fertilization, my dear children. And what is the resultant cell? This is known as a zygote. I'll be asking you all these points. When you'll be asking me doubts, and when your doubts will be over, then I'll be asking you my doubts. So any question, whatever I write on board and speak in the class, you should be able to answer that. Okay, so zygote is the first, it is a single-celled embryo, right? It's a beginning of everyone's life. You, me, our people around us, people around you, and most of the higher animals that you see, all of us, our beginning is in the form of this single cell, as by the name of zygote. And now this zygote then divides. It divides into all these. So millions of cells are formed today. In my body, many million cells are there, and all these cells have actually formed by division of this zygote only. So in both these cells that you see, what goes in this nucleus is exactly the same. Whatever is here, it makes its copies and it will go into these two. Even if it becomes 4, even when it becomes 4, in the beginning, you know, the divisions are little different from the way you have read about cell division. It is little different because the total size doesn't increase in the beginning. Okay, so even these 4 cells that you see here in the nucleus, exactly all have the same. Exactly, they also have 46 chromosomes. They also have 46 chromosomes. Now, if I just represent 23 chromosome means half the number by n, and half the number by n, I can say that n, I mean, how many chromosomes are there? 23. And that can be represented as haploid. Haploid means 1, and haploid 1. So 1, it is 1 unit, and I'll call it as n. And it is standard, we can call it. So the haploid or 1 can be simply represented as n. So then the zygote will be called 2n. Zygote is called 2n. Right, perfect. And all the resultant cells that you see, all these are 2n, isn't it? All these are 2n. These 2 are 2n. All these 4, they are all 2n. And all these cells in my body, having millions of cells today, all these cells, they all have 2n, means 46 chromosome. So rather than writing 46, I can simply write that all have 2n. If n is haploid, single, one, haplo means representing one, then 2n can be called diploid, di means two. So n means haploid, or haploid can be represented as n, then diploid can be represented as 2n, because 2 units are there, na? 2 units are there, so we can say that haploid word, let's learn the word haploid. Haploid set of chromosomes. How many chromosomes are here? How many chromosomes are here? 23 chromosomes. And how we can represent? We can represent it as n. Okay. And diploid set of chromosomes. Diploid set of chromosomes. Okay. 46 to n. Now, all these cells in our body diploid set of chromosomes, that means double n and n, that means 2n. So we all have diploid set of chromosomes. These bodies can be represented as 2n. Are you guys with me? Just terminology, just a language, nothing else. Just confirm whether the voice is coming or not. It seems from my side voice is coming. Okay? Please. Hope you have understood these terms. So this is the beginning of the life, which is called zygote. And now the zygote is dividing and multiple cells are coming. So when multiple cells appear due to division, we can say that, let's keep it aside. Let's keep it aside. So a zygote develops into an embryo, and embryo can develop into the newborn. Life is born. This is how we are born, embryo and newborn. Well, the advanced embryo, little advanced embryo, when organs are there, we can call it a fetus. But yes, fetus is also a type of embryo only. So zygote to whatever before the childbirth, all can be referred to as the embryonic stages. Embryonic stages. Embryonic stages. Are you guys with me? Just understand. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. In some animals, what happens that in some animals, zygote, then embryonic stage, embryonic stages, and one of the embryonic stage start surviving independently, right? Otherwise, they are just fixed, they don't move, they don't feed, whatever the parents are helping them. If they are attached to the body, then the mother is feeding them, or if they are inside the egg, So mother has already given the preparation for their food inside the egg in the form of a nutritive yolk. And these embryos are actually gathering that. Are you guys with me? Understood? Embryonic stage. Embryonic stage is born as larva. Larva, and larva becomes adult. Larva becomes adult. When larva start appearing, we can say that this type of embryonic development is called indirect. This is direct. Embryo directly newborn, no problem. This type of development is known as direct development. But when you have a larval stage, just a new term, just learn this term, that we can call the type of development as indirect development. So in the first case, there is a direct development. In the first case, there is a direct development. And in the second case, if people disturb me in the class by giving me missed calls, then what will be the impression of you people will put on the teachers? Point number one. Point number two, I will stop doing this, giving my number to children. Even genuine children will be affected. And point number three, I will immediately block that person. Okay, so and point number four is, what advantage you got? Nothing. No one can get any advantage in disturbing the class. In fact, you are making your karmas bad, and bad karmas can never attract good results. Bad karmas attract bad results, and good karmas attract good results. Okay. So when larva is there, and see how a larva is different from, because here also the baby is there and adult is born. Here also baby is there. And an adult, after the development, after the growth, adult forms. Adult here also forms. Here adult is directly forming from the larva. It is not growing like first chinna and then growing. It's not. Then how these two are different? Why can't we call a newly born baby as a larva? Okay, why we are giving the name larva, and why this is not a larva? Answer is, this is not a larva because this looks and work. The body works and the body looks like the adult. Only thing is it is miniature in size. That's it. Small in size. But here they both are entirely different. They both are entirely different. Entirely different creatures. They both are entirely different creatures, not only in terms of morphology, not only in terms of morphology, but also morphology as well as their physiology. I'm giving a first halt now. 2 pages are there. The first page, just have a look at the first page and the second page, and you can now ask doubts on these 2 pages. Okay, bacha? Okay. Yeah, come on, beta. You can ask your doubts from these 2 pages. Beta, morphology means the structure of the body, how the body looks from outside. That is called morphology. Example of larva. One example, the easiest example is called tadpole larva. Tadpole larva of frog. Na? Morphology, beta, morphology means how the body looks. And physiology means how the body works. It is good that you asked these two doubts. Motility, yesterday only I cleared motility. 46 number, beta, 23 pairs. Total 46, 23 pairs. Read last topic. What is last topic? Does every cell of our body contains allosomes or only germ cells contains the allosomes? What do you mean by allosome, beta? You mean sex chromosomes, right? So allosomes mean sex chromosomes because you know this terminology, allosomes and autosomes, wonderful. Every cell in our body contains exactly 46 chromosomes, which means it is very clear that all the autosomes and allosomes are there in every cell. Whether a cell making our brain, it also has got X and Y chromosome, or maybe any cell making our nose, it also has X and Y chromosome. But our gamete contains only one, either X or either Y. Gamete contains only one, either X or either Y. Make sense? Sir, beta बहुत जल्दी हो रहा है, I'm not able to read. Actual, but don't do like this. You're just writing and making copy paste. Actual topic, beta, I'm giving you the basic understanding of how we classify the animals. And that is the first chapter. I'm giving you the concept. If you don't understand what is germinal layer, for understanding germinal, the very word germinal has to understand. And then the word gametes will come, zygote will come. I'm making you do that. No, not every organism contains 46. It is no. Human beings contain 46. Some organisms contain 42, some organisms contain 52, some organisms contain 16, like that. But a diploid number will be always an even number because it is formed by two haploids. So it will always be an even number. It cannot be an odd number, diploid number. Word entirely different, I have written entirely different creatures, creatures, creatures. Okay, beta. Moth is also an example of larva. Moth, beta, moth to adult ho gaya. Moth larva is called caterpillar. You understand? Moth to adult hai, moth or wasp, all these are adults. You might have heard about the larva of housefly is called maggot. The larva of mosquitoes is known as wriggler. WRIGGLER. But I told you the name tadpole because tadpole name is more close and we can easily understand tadpole. Okay, beta? Done. Wonderful. Examples of direct and indirect when we'll be doing the phylum classification. At that time, you have to actually learn that. You have to learn, this is your task also to learn in which phylum we have direct development, in which phylum we have indirect development. But just think what type of development happens in us, in human beings. It is a direct development. And if you ever known about any bird, because when we were kids, we have seen that the pigeons, in our courtyard of the house, the pigeons, they lay the eggs and we used to observe them and we used to see them. And what we find that the baby pigeons, they don't have, feathers, they don't have, but they have a beak and they have the feet and, they have directly, we can see the skin. Okay. So I was wondering that can we call it a larva? But when I grew and then I started reading and I also came in class 11th and class 12th when my teacher taught me very clearly how a larva is different from adult. A larva is the one which is different from adult, not only in how it looks, but also how the body works. For example, beta, I'll just make you clear this larva. Otherwise, the point direct and indirect development cannot be clear. Okay, fine. If you have you ever seen a tadpole larva? Tadpole larva dekha hai? Have you ever seen tadpole larva? No. If yes, then also no problem. If no, but I will really appreciate these doubts, because these doubts help me to understand, to gauge you better, and to also help you also, so that I take the points where I know that some doubts can remain. Because when I had doubt when I was in class 12, and I'm telling you, even in class 12, after class 12, only when I joined the coaching for medical entrance, then my teacher taught me. And that too, the teacher was a botany teacher. He was not a zoology teacher. But before that, I did not have this clarity that larva, we are babies. Babies, can't we call them larva? But I'll tell you how a larva. Tadpole. Tadpole is the larva of frog. You have seen the adult frog, and see this creature. See this creature, how it looks like. See, it is looking like a fish. It has a tail also. It has got a tail. It swims in water and it respires through gills, just like any water body, any water organism. It respires through gills. There are gills, working gills here. So is this guy looking like the adult frog? Is anything which is like adult frog, neither it looks like adult frog, nor it works like, because I told you the body works. For example, the adult frog respires through skin. Adult frog respires through skin, but this guy is not respiring through skin. It is respiring through gills. Understanding? The adult frog excrete urea as the chief excretory waste. In the urine of adult frog, urea is there, bacha. But in the urine of tadpole, ammonia is there. So you understand how the kidneys are working also different. The kidneys are, their working is different. So these are a few examples. Like this picture is showing us how the changes in this and this, from this one to this one, is occurring. And do you know what is this called? What is the term for transformation of? Can we open only the picture, only the image? If we just press it, can't we open only the image? No, not possible. Download the image, something like this, not coming. No, I don't. Like in computers, we can just right click and we can do that, so that the whole file, whole page doesn't open. Okay, anyways. Now see this picture. This picture is giving us a good idea how it was born. This, like this, it is born. It is born. See limbs, there are no limbs. Okay. And it has got a tail by which it is moving in water, living in water. This doesn't live in water. It can go in water, but it doesn't live in water. Okay. And see the transformation. See the hind limbs developing. Then now the forelimbs started developing. Hind means back, fore means front. The forelimbs are started developing. You can see this one. The tail is reducing. The tail is reducing in size. You can see tail is reducing in size. And now this transformation is known as metamorphosis. Transformation of larva into adult is known as metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. This transformation of larva to adult is known as metamorphosis. Are you guys with me? Do you can you remember this term? Metamorphosis. This transformation is known as, I'll write once again, metamorphosis. You have seen this word morphology, but here we are putting morphosis, metamorphosis, this transformation, right? And it is entire transformation, as you can see. So guys, this is a larva. And see, even we'll find that a newborn, but a newborn is only small in size. It has got hands, it has got legs. Only thing is they are small in size. And it also works, the body works in the same way. The food is being digested in the same way, right? And The urine of a newborn or the urine of an adult, it contains urea only. The respiration of a newborn or an adult is happening through the lungs only. So in working, it is not different, and also in structure, it is not different. Size difference is there. That is there. So that is not the point. The morphology means how the structure is designed, not only the size, entire structure. As you can see very clearly, this metamorphosis, this transformation. I hope this point is now clear to you. Sometimes larva is present and sometimes larva is not present. When larva is not present, like in human beings, we say that the embryonic development is a direct development. Actually, we are trying to say direct embryonic development, but we can also use this direct development. And here we wanted to say indirect embryonic development or indirect development. Let's go back to this one. So now you have got, this is a zygote, and so all these are the embryonic stages. All these are the embryonic stages. Embryonic stages. Okay. Once again, I'll give you the clarity. That is my main task here, to make you clear about these things. But then how to, okay. Where is that cancel gone? Okay. Can we cancel this also? Okay, we can cancel this one. Let's go to Google search. Tomorrow I'll bring them in my pen drive so that even this time we can save. See the embryonic stages. See the embryonic stages. How the baby is born. How the baby is born, the embryonic stages. I wanted to open this one. Wonderful. You can see this one. First one, the fertilized egg, which is known as zygote. What shall we write here? What is the name? Just now I told you zygote. Okay. So I can call this fertilized egg as zygote. Zygote. All these are early embryonic structures. Okay. These are the early embryonic structures or embryonic stages. There are names to this. There are names to this. We can call it a 2-celled stage, 4-celled stage, 8-celled stage. Okay. So when it is 8 to 16-celled stage, we can call it as morula. Morula. Morula means mulberry. It means mulberry. Morula. Morula means mulberry. 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 Shahtut. Shahtut. Mulberry. I have tried to find the Telugu word for mulberry, but I didn't find. So I just found the Telugu translation. They have just transliterated. Transliteration. So they have just called it mulberry. But mulberries, very small size berries. Is a bunch of very small berries are there, and that is called mulberry. The term morula means mulberry. I have written there, and then you see a cavity here. A cavity is here, okay? A cavity is here, and therefore we are calling it a cyst, because cyst means a cavity. The word becomes blastocyst. You can also appreciate one more thing, that so far the total size is not increasing. So I told you that it is a very special type of divisions where the number of cells are increasing, but the total size is not increasing. The size only after the blastocyst, now the size started increasing. Now, a very important thing happens at this stage. A very, very important thing happens just after its blastocyst, because just after the blastocyst, it is now attached to the uterus. It is attached to the wall of uterus. Uterus means W-O-M-B, womb. W-O-M-B, womb of the mother. this blastocyst stage is attached to the wall of the womb. Understand? Got it? After attachment, then it starts growing further. Then a stage develops where all the cells are collected at one side and the cavity is there on the other side. After that, another very important thing happens, and I want your attention, maximum attention at this point. You can see that some cells are collected towards one side. This is known as ICM or inner cell mass. And beta, this actually becomes the body, embryo proper. So organs are formed from this one. This does not form the organs, it is just giving its nourishment. It will make a structure which can set a connection with the mother, but it will not be found in the body. That means when the birth was taking place, this is born and this just, it is not life. We just discard it. It is just discarded as the byproduct. Okay, fine, you understand. This becomes the body organs. Then a very important thing happens here, that there are formation of 3 layers, one inner layer, one outer layer, and a middle layer. Another layer is formed in between them, one inner layer, one outer layer, and one middle layer. Okay, let me show them by different colors so that you can appreciate them. This one is the outer layer, outer layer, outer layer, outer layer, middle layer, and inner layer. These 3 layers gonna make the body organs. Some body parts are formed by this outer layer, some body parts are formed by the middle layer, and some body parts are formed by this inner layer. Therefore, because the body organs are derived from this one, we call these layers as germinal layers. These are known as germinal layers. Germinal layers, because actually they are forming the newborn. They are forming the new body. This body is formed from either of the 3. I told you that this is just for the connection between this developing embryo and the mother. So it is just maintaining a connection with the mother. So this actually is still attached, remain attached, okay, to the womb and driving the nutrition, so that this baby here is actually formed. But it won't be there in any body part. Are you guys with me? Germinal layers, outermost, middle, innermost. So we have to name it now. So we can call this outermost one as ectoderm. The middle one as mesoderm, and the inner one as endoderm. It will be there in the video, beta, but let me tell you, it will not be there on the board, because the moment I, discard this pen, and all this writing will be wiped out. So either you can take a screenshot, so that if you are, collecting, or if you are making the notes, as many people are doing, they are collecting these pages and they are making their notes. Okay, so in that way, it won't be appearing on the board. Something I will be writing there, but because the moment I touch select, all things will be deselected and lost. Ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Some body parts from ectoderm, some body parts from mesoderm, some body parts from endoderm. For example, our skin and brain is formed by ectoderm, our muscles are formed by mesoderm, and our GIT, our alimentary canal, is formed by endoderm. Just I gave you a little idea about that. And then this is born. So far, this is connected. This is also, you can see the connection, the connected to the structure, and this structure is actually connected to the mother's womb. So this structure, which is actually connected to the mother's womb, this is known as placenta. This is called placenta. The structure, it's a temporary structure. It is only when the childbirth takes place, the placenta comes out as a byproduct. In human beings, the placenta comes out as a byproduct and we discard it. In some animals where they don't have this facility of assisted deliveries, assisted baby birth, their bodies absorb it inside. Their bodies absorb it inside. In human beings, the placenta also comes out along with the cord which is connecting the baby to the placenta, which is known as the umbilical cord. And why we are calling it an umbilical cord? Because umbilicus means the belly button. Umbilicus, belly button. What is belly button? Umbilicus. What is umbilicus? Belly button. Because this cord is attached to the umbilicus, the cord can be called as umbilical cord. Inside the cord, some connections are there in the form of blood vessels. There are 2 arteries and 1 vein. 2 arteries are there and 1 vein, and all the exchange in terms of oxygen, carbon dioxide, the waste material, and also the nutrients, the glucose, everything is being exchanged with the blood of the mother. And the exchange is actually occurring at the level of placenta. So exchange is occurring at this level, and then suppose the carbon dioxide which this baby is actually respiring will actually go here and go into the blood of the mother, and the oxygen which the mother blood has brought will go into the blood of the fetus. So till here, everything is the fetal part. This is the fetal part. Fetus means this one. It's all fetal part, okay? Inside this, there are 2 arteries and 1 vein which are taking the blood to the placenta and bringing the oxygenated blood from the placenta to the body is the vein. This is the detail. I don't want to go into that. If you know it is fine. If you don't know, then I don't think that right now we require even a 0.1% of this knowledge, that how it is being connected. Right now, the terminology part we are doing, just understand that what are the germinal layers, at what time they are formed. They are formed only after the attachment in the wall. When the blastocyst attaches to the wall of the uterus is also known as a womb, W-O-M-B, womb of the mother, right? Every language has got its own name, right? In Hindi, we can call it coke, K-O-K-H, coke, right? In the same way, in your language also, in fact, what is your and what is mine? Because right now I start calling this place as my place, my place. So it is not to be like in Telugu, I should say. In Telugu, there should be a word for that. When I start the, I'll thank you. Yes. I got the word in Telugu. It is garbham. It is garbham.
Garbham.
Once again.
Garbham.
Hope you heard it. Garbham. Okay. Garbh is also used in Hindi. In pure Hindi, we use the word garbh. Garbham, I think Sanskrit, it is a Sanskrit, more towards Sanskrit. I hope you understand. So garbham. So it attaches to the wall of the garbham, inside wall, innermost wall. What is attached? Blastocyst. After that, it further grows in size, and then it forms 3 layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. And entire body is actually formed from either ectoderm, some body parts from mesoderm, and some body organs are from endoderm. Okay. And so these 3 layers are known as the germinal layers. And what are the germinal layers? Ecto, meso, endo. But so far, I think everything is clear. It should be. But there are some animals where they don't have mesoderm. They are very, very basic animals. They have not evolved to having the mesoderm in their germinal layer. They only have ectoderm and endoderm. Make sense? These animals are known as diploblastic. Diplo means double. Diploblastic. And animals like we human beings, because this picture is the example of human beings, these animals are known as triploblastic. Triplo means triple, 3. Triploblastic. 3 germinal layers, triploblastic. 2 germinal layers, diploblastic. Just, I want you to think about it. I want you to just open up your thinking. And if you can answer this, I think you are among the top 15-20 of the class, which I have, okay, which generally the long-term people comes and after completion of their 12th class, that dropper batch, I'm saying you will be in the top 15, 20 of that dropper batch class. My point is, do you find that the phylum Porifera, they are going to have, because they also have embryo, they also have a zygote. Same, they have a zygote, they have an embryo, and then the embryo born into the adult, okay? However, whatsoever, they have a very basic structure, non-motile, but still, they also have gametes. They have a male gamete, female gamete, ovum and sperm, and then the fertilization, same like us. Yes, they also have asexual reproduction, but I'm talking about the sexual reproduction where, because they can reproduce both ways, asexually as well as sexually as well. Asexual is very simple, a small part is broken and then it becomes the bigger one. Okay, so it is exactly the same as that small part. But in case of a sexual reproduction, where mother cell comes and a father cell comes, and then so a lot of variations come. Some variations from the father, some variations from the mother, and now the baby will be now different from father and mother both. So it will be a new creature. So that's how variations develop. Understanding? Very good. So I'm saying Porifera also have sexual reproduction along with asexual reproduction. Let me recall you that this is the parazoa. We have divided the metazoans, as parazoans and eumetazoa. Metazoa means animals. Animals are called metazoa, right? So metazoans as parazoa and eumetazoa. Parazoa means where they have cellular level of organization and all the having other than tissues, other than cellular, like tissues, organs, organ systems, all are in eumetazoa. Eumetazoa. Are you guys with me? You remember that? My question to you is, do you find, or how many germinal layers you find or you expect in case of the parazoa or in case of members of the phylum Porifera? Think about it. And now I'll give you the answer. Their embryos don't have such layers. Just like the adult body is a cluster of cell, same embryo is also a cluster of cell. So there is no such organization that they form an ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. So in this way, they are neither diploblastic, they are not triploblastic. They are out. They are neither diploblastic, they are not triploblastic. They are out of this classification, because their embryos don't form the germinal layers. So germinal layers start from the Cnidaria, phylum Cnidaria. The second phylum that I have written, phylum Porifera, the second one I've written as phylum Cnidaria. Understanding or not? Right? Wonderful. So some have 2 germinal layers, some have 3 germinal layers. Now we are dividing the animals. So we have got the animals and now we are dividing. So first of all, we are keeping the parazoans by the side, and this is only for the eumetazoans. Let's go. We are dividing the eumetazoans. Okay, this is the board. These 2 pages already you have seen. This is the first page. This is the first page, okay, and the second page, some points like zygote, embryonic stage, direct development, indirect development, what is the haploid one, what is the diploid set, okay? So when we say we have 46 chromosomes, it means that we have 23 pairs, okay? It means 23 pairs, 23 pairs. So don't write 46 pairs, total is 46, 23 pairs, okay? That was, I found a genuine doubt someone has asked me, and now, because the genuine doubt, I understand, this much of understanding after these many years naturally develop, my dear children. Some animals, for example, we are only classifying the eumetazoans. Eumetazoans can be classified as diploblastic, like diploblastic and triploblastic. In diploblastic, word diplo stands for double. They have got 2 germinal layers in their embryo, okay? In their embryo, and here we have three germinal layers in their embryo. Three germinal layers in their embryo. Understanding? Understood? This is triploblastic. The two germinal layers can be called as, okay, outer one can be called as ectoderm. I'll make outer one as a blue color. Outer one can be called as ectoderm. Inner one can be called as endoderm. Inner one can be called as endoderm. Understanding? Got it? Got it? Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Now, let's try to make a simple replica. Okay. So this one is ectoderm. The red one is endoderm. And the entire body is formed from either ectoderm or endoderm. But in the case of the triploblastic one, there is an additional one which is known as the mesoderm. The additional layer, mesoderm, is in between ectoderm and endoderm. So here we have another one I'm showing it by yellow color. So outer one, inner one are same, and I'm just adding the another one. This is the mesoderm. This one is the same as ectoderm, and this one is the same as this is mesoderm, and the yellow one endoderm, and the yellow one is called the mesoderm. So three germinal layers, and all the entire body organs are derived either from ecto or from endo or from meso. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? Wonderful, right? Okay. I'm coming to you. I'll be coming to talk to you. Just let me write down the names of the phylum. Very easy. We have only means we have only two examples. It's way to learn it. We have only two examples. One is the members of the phylum Nidaria, members of the phylum Nidaria, and members of the phylum Ctenophora. Members of the phylum Nidaria, members of the phylum Ctenophora. Triploblastic, here example, members of the phylum Platyhelminthes, okay, onwards, Platyhelminthes, onwards means then we have Aschelminthes, phylum Annelida, phylum Arthropoda. Come on, recall. After Arthropoda, we have Mollusca. After that, we have phylum Echinodermata. After that, tell me, after that, Hemichordata. After that, Hemichordata. Okay, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and up to the phylum Chordata. All of them in between, all. From Platyhelminthes, we have triploblastic nature. Platyhelminthes onwards, we have flatworms onwards are triploblastic. Okay, so this is another way of classifying. The first way was the level of organization: cellular, tissue, organ system. Cellular level, tissue level, organ system level. That was the first level of first basis of classification, that is level of organization. The second basis we have done is the symmetry. In symmetry, we have some have symmetry, some don't have symmetry. Those who don't have symmetry, they are called asymmetric. Those who have symmetry, they are called symmetric. So what type of symmetry they have? Two types of symmetry have been recognized. One is radially symmetrical, one is bilaterally symmetric, bilateral symmetry. Radially symmetrical phyla are again two. These two are radially symmetrical phyla. Phylum Nidaria, phylum Ctenophora. And from Platyhelminthes onwards, we have bilateral symmetry. The first phylum to have the bilateral symmetry is Platyhelminthes. Here also the first phylum to have the triploblastic nature is Platyhelminthes. Why first, second? Like, what is the basis of this numbering? The basis of this numbering is in the way they appeared on Earth. That is their evolutionary history. Like, first type of animals are the sponges who are non-motile. Then they start having their tissues like like the cnidarians, and then slowly and slowly animals are evolving. So the most evolved of them are the chordates, animals with a notochord. Animals with a notochord, they are called chordates. Among the chordates also, some are vertebrates, animal with the backbone, animals with the backbone. So we see that they are the most evolved one, like dogs, cats, human beings, monkeys, apes. These are the animals with the backbone. Okay. Other than mammals, we know that reptiles have backbones, and fishes have backbones, and amphibians have backbones. Okay. You're getting my point. Okay, so these are the animals with a backbone. All the animals with a backbone, they also have a cranium. This is cranium, the brain box, cranium. All animals who have a backbone, they also have a cranium. So all these points and rules we will be learning. So right now, very little small rule you can make out that all the phyla which are diploblastic, they are radially symmetrical. All the phyla which are diploblastic, they are radially symmetrical, like that. So I'll be giving you some 10-15 rules that you will learn them as mantras, and that will help you to identify the correct answer among the given options, right? Because that is our ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is not to become good geologist. It is not geology I'm teaching. It's not geology. And I should also not teach you geology. You have not come here to become geologist. Neither any one of you intend to become a botanist or a physicist or maybe a chemist. We believe that you all have come with a goal that you are going to write an examination which is called NEET, a competition, so that the government of India, as per the rules, give you chance to study medicine. Medicine means MBBS. We can also call it medicine. So that you can become graduate in medicine, graduate in surgery, and you can call yourself doctors. That is our aim here. Okay. So if the aim would be different, that we are trying to develop your geology knowledge, then this type of teaching cannot be enough. Then classroom teaching is not enough. Then we have to go to the laboratory, we have to go outings, we have to understand the climatic conditions and the type of animals living there. We have to examine the animals. So many things are required when really we are doing geology. Remember, we are not doing geology. That's the reason I'll be trying to develop your terminology, and then some tricks I'll be sharing with you so that you can you can go for the correct option in the multiple choice questions. Are you guys with me? Okay. So now I'm giving you another halt after this. This is over, so that, when I'll be doing the next level of organization, before that, I'm now talking to you. I'm conversing with you. God bless you. Let's start. As one question I can see on my screen only, what is the difference between direct and indirect? Beta, you have just now seen, kaise karenge isko? You have just now seen that direct means there is no larval stage, and indirect means there is a larval stage. And that also I have spoken, I think, 4 or 5 times. No problem, no problem. This is not a complaint for you. Again, I am telling you, direct development means there is no larval stage. Indirect development means there is a larval stage. I have also enabled your chatting now. I'll be expecting your questions. If you have any, you want to share something, you can share right now. Examples of triploblastic. Examples, right now I am giving you the name of the phylum. Okay, beta, I am giving you the names of the phylum. Animal which have brain, they have explained the mitosis and meiosis. Humans, kindly say which organ are formed from Mesoderm. Okay, can you please placenta once more, pronounce the diploblastic examples, kidneys, ectodermal or endodermal. I did not understand about placenta. Okay, which symmetry is suitable for triploblastic? Muskan, what a question. What is triploblastic? Kidneys, ectodermal or endodermal organs, sir? Sir, human beings comes on triploblastic. Please upload the class on YouTube. Does any phylum form germinal layers? What is blastocyst, sir? Are humans chordates? Okay, enough? Enough now? Shall I share now? Enough? Good. Okay, I got some questions. Okay, I got to know some questions, and yes, some people are asking that what is the difference? Already have a difference here. What are the examples of diploplastic? I have given you the complete phylum. So when we will be doing the examples of each and every phylum, then more examples will come. So right now, what you can learn, suppose if you want to develop some memory of some visual memory of diploblastic, you can develop like in Nidaria. I told you that in Nidaria we have got jellyfishes, animals like jellyfishes. So these type of animals, they have a diploblastic nature. In Ctenophora, I told you they are comb jellies. I told you we can also call them sea walnut, sea walnuts. We can call them sea walnuts. Okay. So I hope you understand. Ctenophora, clear? So there more examples are gonna come. More examples will be coming now. Okay. Coming to the triploblastic, we are starting from phylum Platyhelminthes onwards to phylum Chordata. Phylum Platyhelminthes are the flatworms. So from the flatworms onwards to Chordata, I'll be. So in each and every, for example, Esthelminthes, the roundworms, Annelida, these are the animals with segmentation, true segmentation, Arthropoda, animals with jointed legs, invertebrates with jointed legs, Mollusca, animals with shell, soft body and shell, Echinodermata, animals with spines on the skin, Hemichordata, these are the half chordates, and the most advanced of them are the chordates. Okay. About the human beings, where we are, so you have to actually remember that human beings are mammals, and mammals come under chordates. So we are the most evolved, we are in the most evolved phylum, that is phylum Chordata. Inside phylum Chordata, the most evolved class is Mammalia, because we all are mammals, so we belong to the most evolved class, right? So we are mammals, and mammals come under Chordata, so automatically humans come under phylum Chordata. So one idea I gave you, that what type of animals you are going to find in these phylum, but individual examples, it is not right now. If I do it, it will be total hodgepodge. I know that I am taking the thing which is little difficult for the children, just to make your interest develop, like it will become very interesting to you. There are many topics which I could have touched, but this is the first encounter. When we start the classes, the first chapter will be animal kingdom. And if you can make your flow in that, automatically your flow will be developed throughout the 2 years, 2 sessions, 11th and 12th, junior and senior. And if by chance you develop hatred for the subject, or not a hatred, you are scared of the subject, yeah, I'm not getting marks here, what is this, I'm not able to understand anything here, why they are starting with that, why can't they tell us what is, how the body digests the food, how the body respires, why don't they tell us like that, why they start with the animals, phylums and all. So if that happens in the beginning only, beta, then what will happen? Eventually, our interest will go down, and this fear for the subject will be continued for 2 years, and this will be reflected in the marks that he got. Understanding my point? So that's the reason the first encounter when we'll be starting your junior classes, if ever you join us, or anywhere, wherever you join, it is not mandatory that you have to join here only, but wherever you join, the first chapter in zoology, you are gonna read is kingdom Animalia, animal kingdom, classification of animals in zoology. In botany, they will start with the living world and basic things. Coming to cell division, mitosis and meiosis. Beta, yes, I took your this thing you shared with me, but mitosis and meiosis we have already divided. So the botany teacher is asked to take that. I'll talk to him if he is going to take it, or we will plan that when we can put that mitosis and meiosis in this. Okay, so we cannot make the things like haphazard. Haphazard means like something is taught where basics are required and basics you don't have. Basic knowledge you don't have. That's the reason, right? We have really faced in the corona time, because what happened that when the children came offline to us, already their first year was completed. So they have joined us in second year. First year was totally on TV, like we are doing right now. Entire first year, all the tests they write on online, everything was online. Some of them, they develop the concept, but that number is very, very less. Majority of them, they have basic problems, basic. Like even if I ask them tissues, they start telling me about the plant. They think that tissues are only in plants, not in animals, right? So the basic understanding what is a tissue, gamete is a very big word for them, gametes, okay? So that problem happened because we found those problems with the online children. Therefore, okay, to just make you look, the subject look better, we have so many things, like I can tell you how the food digests. You will be asking so many questions, something related to the medical science, or what happens when worms attack us. So what type of treatment is, and I'll be sharing some examples from my medical knowledge and all. Then it will be a very interesting session, but not a fruitful session, right? It's just like movies are entertaining, but we don't reach some anywhere by entertainment. So that will be entertainment. I purposefully took a challenging topic. You understand? Those teachers who are not from the core subject knowledge. See, I am an MBBS doctor. People from the core zoology means they have done their graduation, they have done BSc in zoology, then they have done masters, MSc honors in zoology, and some people even do MPhil, some people write some thesis and all. So they are from the core subject, right? Now we people are not from the core subject. In the same way, many IITians are there. So IITians, they have not done the mathematics in the way like when they have done MSc, BSc, mathematics honors like that. Because we want that, we are not preparing you, we are not making you mathematicians, we are not making you chemist here, because the purpose is a competition. So the best thing is the person who has really fought that competition and cleared that competition can become a good example. And that is the reason slowly and slowly people from that industry, those who have completed their IIT, BTech in IITs, they are coming here in teaching. Those who have become, engineers, many good engineers, they are coming into teaching. This teaching means it's a coaching, it's a tutoring, it's a mentoring, so that you can write that competition very well. You can, you can write that competition, you can become successful in that competition. You're getting my point, okay? So the purpose is different. The purpose is not to make you, first of all, it's not entertainment, right? It could be very easy for me to entertain, very, very easy. I couldn't. I took up purposefully a challenging topic where most of the words are totally alien to you. But let me tell you, whenever you start your first year, wherever, maybe with our college, maybe in any college, after all, you have to join the college first year. Wherever you go, you will find the beginning so smooth and so confidence, and therefore, when the beginning becomes good, the entire course becomes very confident, very good. That becomes your stronger point rather than your weakness. We are scared of something. right? So that is the purpose. So you are trying to find out where is this given in the books. Of course, if we are not completing the syllabus of the chapter, you won't find that in one book. I think most of you are concerned this only, that what is, where we can find this in the books. See, if you can read it from the books, we can directly, then what is the purpose of we coming here? Right, so that we can join the chapters, we can integrate the knowledge in such a way that it will be easier for you to understand. That is the purpose. Simply explaining you the paragraph by paragraph, I think you guys are clever enough to do that. What's the purpose of some experts, in that field? Hope you understand. And now, as my time is getting over, and you have a chemistry class now, God bless you, kids. Bye bye. Take care, and bye bye. Okay, bye bye. So humans are chordates? Yes. Humans are mammals and mammals are chordates. Last 1 minute so that I can also take your bye. You can just, we can have a goodbye session. Bye bye, beta. God bless you. Bye bye. Take care. QR code. Yeah, sure. Sure. QR code. Sure. Hello, beta. All the best for your chemistry lecture. Bye bye.